I do have a question about wording in the Genesis 2:21 to 20.
Can I guess? Is this the one where they list the names in order and then translate their Hebrew meaning, and it's some vague sentence that means Jesus is coming back to life for you, or whatever the wording is?
Oh, that's a different one.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, okay.
That one.
Well,
No,
I
this
struck
is,
out.
It says God took one of Adam's ribs.
Okay.
Right. I've heard it from a theist who I know personally that what the literal Hebrew meaning was, he didn't take a rib. It said he took curve, and the English translators took that to mean rib. But what the actual meaning of curve was he took Adam's DNA in some way.
Oh, bull fucking shit.
To be clear,
No.
A more accurate translation of the Hebrew word that he's saying is the concept of a thing that curves.
I'm going to go sit at my desk,
want to make sure that
which really means my car, and do some work, which really means go to the store.
Yeah. And, I am the president of this organization, which really means I'm the president of all atheists, so I can speak for all of them. Sorry. No, but to be clear, you're saying it means curve, as in, like, a thing that is bent in a rounded way?
I'm not putting forth the hypothesis.
Well, I know it's not you.
I need to say that I'm an investigator. I always look for the deeper meaning.
Yeah. It's interesting
in
that
an investigative way, not to have an I gotcha moment.
And that's
I never want those.
Yeah, and that's a good approach, right? That's a good way of approaching questions about reality. I will say it is interesting that when questions of what the Bible means come up, it's always, well, what is it that the scientific method has uncovered that, now we can discover that that's what the Bible was talking about, as opposed to the other way around.
My holy book has real science in it.
There's a scientist and anthropologist named Michael Harner who went down to South America, and he studied among several of the native peoples.
Okay.
In particular, he studied the ways and means of the shamans. And it's been known by anthropologists that shamans, they do their trance state.
Yeah.
They literally go into their subconsciousness.
Well, and
you know what I mean?
I know the idea that you are referring to, though I would not call it going into your subconscious.
I will. I've done a significant amount of that, and the hallucinogens that go with it. It's pretty cool. But
disclaimer:
what do you get out of it?
What I get. I don't know what I get out of it.
Well, I know what I got out of it.
I don't mean to say that I think the authors of the Bible knew what they were writing. What I think was, it's a possibility, rather. I believe it's a possibility that the authors of the Bible took ancient scriptures from their possibly Babylonian captive forebears. When the Hebrews were actually captive in Babylon.
Yeah, you mean as opposed to Egypt, where we know there weren't?
Yeah, as opposed to Egypt, we know that didn't happen. But when they were in Babylon, they would have been surrounded by, of course, non-Hebrew peoples, and we know that the practice of shamanism itself, although it takes on many different forms, names, and all.
Well, I would say that the same thing happened when this religion went and encountered native religions in, as you said, the southern parts of the American continent. But this can go a lot deeper, and it can go into a lot of anthropology and sociology. We are limited to the amount of time that we can spend for each caller at the end of the show, so I would encourage you to keep in touch and to call back, particularly if we don't get in touch with you in between our live shows on Sunday. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I'm glad to get in touch with someone that has an interest in sociology and that puts in the time and effort to research things so that I don't have to. So because I have limited time these days. But I will say thank you for calling in, and I do mean that. Stay in touch.
Yep.
It's not just a thing I say.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you.